have got to defeat Donald Trump. And we have got to elect Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine.
From yesterday afternoon, Bernie Sanders essentially throwing in the towel, but you heard his supporters. They don't seem inclined to get behind Hillary, and thus far they're not willing to say, quote, "I'm with her." Well, let's discuss the drama at the DNC and how this may affect things come the first Tuesday following the first Monday in November, or Election Day. And to do so, we're very pleased to welcome in D.C. McAllister. Of course, D.C. is a senior contributor to the Federalist, and she is Skyping in tonight from Charlotte, North Carolina, to join me and my tag team partner via Skype, Steve Malzberg. D.C., it's great to have you tonight from NC to talk about the DNC in Philadelphia.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's crazy. I mean, these Bernie supporters, they're really standing strong, even as he goes out and supports Hillary. But I would have liked to have seen this kind of thing at the RNC. And, you know, you come out, you support your candidate, you're going to have your followers who aren't happy, but there's really a minority of them. I think most of these people will end up voting for Hillary.
Well, I'm just kind of curious about that. And Steve, I want to get your reaction to it too, and maybe you both have a notion about it. It seems to me the, quote, open process today is overcompensation for what all the emails reveal about the Democrat National Committee being in the tank for Hillary.
That story has completely gone away as far as the mainstream media is concerned. Everybody who sent those emails, homophobic, anti-gay, anti-black, anti-woman, regarding Megyn Kelly. Everybody who has sent those emails is still employed, and the head of it all got a promotion to the honorary chair of Hillary's campaign, and nobody is talking about that at all. All I hear is, oh, it's going to be so historic tonight. Whether or not you're a Hillary supporter or not, you have to admit it's historic. Who cares? But you know what, to DC's point, what I would like to have seen at the Republican convention that I'm seeing here at the DNC and didn't, and hope it will follow, it better follow. Here they're being allowed to portray Hillary as a champion of women and children. And Donald Trump did not put out the people. Yeah, he had the mother of the slain man, a brave soldier from Benghazi. But he's got to bring out the women who say that Bill Clinton attacked them and Hillary intimidated us and threatened us. He's got to bring out more of the Benghazi parents. He's got to bring out the woman who, when she was 12 years old, Hillary defended a child rapist against her and said that she, at 12 years old, was somehow to blame in the defense of the child rapist. And now she says Hillary ruined my life. Donald Trump has to bring these people out to counter this nonstop barrage of Hillary's been doing this all her life for the women and children because it's garbage.
Which leads us, D.C., to the speech later tonight from former President Clinton, who, gosh, hard to believe if things go the Democrats' way, former President Clinton would become the nation's first gentleman. Just ponder that for a second. So, D.C., I'm just wondering, you know, the late, great Dale Bumpers, who I would see, another Arkansan, it was said of Senator Bumpers he could just make the sap flow from the trees. We all remember his closing argument during the impeachment trial of Bill Clinton. Now, is Bill Clinton going to come out with that kind of syrupy sophistry tonight and find this poll-driven way just to make people think that everything is delightful and life will be great under Hillary?
Oh, absolutely. And a whole bunch of saps are going to believe him. I mean, that's the problem. I agree with Steve. I mean, Bill Clinton, it's a joke that he's going to come out in this environment of we're doing this for the woman. And, you know, this is the year of the woman and it's historic. I mean, as a woman, I couldn't care less about that she's a woman. But if I want to see a woman up there, I want her to be qualified to hold that office. And Hillary Clinton is not qualified to be president of the United States. She is a national security liability. She has not proven her worth in international politics. She doesn't know what she's doing. We are less safe in this world because of her. Women and children are less safe. We don't have the economic security that we should have because of this administration. And people need to think about that. She can pull out all kinds of people to speak on her behalf, but the fact is we are less safe because of this woman. And if you want to vote for her, you're voting for less safety for women and children, and that's just a fact.
And you know what, DC, I believe that because Bill Clinton is speaking in such a prominent role and because of who he is, once again, remember when Hillary brought up Bill Clinton and first accused Donald Trump of sexism, then brought up her husband, and Donald Trump said, that's it. Now your husband's fair game. Well, now her husband is really fair game because, as you, I'm sure, will agree, there are women out there in their 20s, some in their low 30s, who have no clue what Bill Clinton has been accused of doing over the years. They don't even know about Monica Lewinsky, let alone the others. And if Bill Clinton's allowed to be a prominently featured speaker talking about his dear beloved wife at the convention, then it's incumbent upon Donald Trump and the campaign to counter that and bring the facts to light to those who don't know them.
Oh, absolutely. We need to start seeing ads of the women that he molested, supposedly raped. We need to see interviews, close-ups of those women and the pain that they have endured, the way that they have been humiliated, and say, do we want this kind of predator in the White House? That needs to be front and center from now until November, as well as Hillary Clinton's terrible record as security and safety for women.
You know, it's interesting, this convention, and we're all familiar with the thing about take your kid to work day, but this convention, at least on the first two nights, is have your spouse speak night. Tonight, of course, it's Bill Clinton. Last night, it was First Lady Michelle Obama. Listen how she tries to recast and redefine this campaign thus far.
How we explain that when someone is cruel or acts like a bully, you don't stoop to their level. No, our motto is, when they go low, we go high.
Now, how does that square? Now, DC, help me out. What was that Senator Obama said? Then Senator Obama said in 2008, when they bring a knife, we bring a gun?
Exactly
Yeah.
my thoughts. Exactly. They ratcheted it up. They doubled down. That's the Chicago way. That's the thuggery of the Barack Obama administration. And we've seen it over and over again. I mean, their rhetoric, they ratcheted up. They malign their enemies. I mean, they use Alinsky-style tactics. I mean, this is what we see from this administration. So her rhetoric up there on the stage is just a bunch of baloney.
And it's so much baloney because not only, as we talked about earlier in the show, did she mention in 2008, this is the first time I've ever been proud of my country. It was worse than that. I urge everyone to go Google New Yorker magazine, March of 2008. There was a cover story on Michelle Obama. It was about 20 pages long. And in it, you have the stump speech, part of the stump speech she got, which is she describes a downright mean country where every time you try to get up, we kick you back down. And it's not getting any better. So she never had any use for this country, and I don't know why or how she would have changed 180 degrees in 7 years. So I don't think the Michelle Obama that she put forth up there yesterday is the real Michelle Obama. That's just my opinion.
We've only got
I
about...
also want to remind you.
Yep.
I also want to remind you about the patient dumping at University of Chicago Medical Center. You're tossing aside poor people out and not giving them the treatment they deserve. Remember that? I mean, this woman doesn't believe actually helping women and children, actually helping poor people. She has a record of actually not helping them. So we can put on the show, she can put on the antics and all the makeup and look all glittery. Well, really, all that glitters is not gold, and she is not golden.
And it's a complete reversal, gang, as our time runs out. Since DC's down there in North Carolina, the motto, when you translate it from the Latin, is to be rather than to seem. You can reverse it in the case of the First Lady and so many taking to the podium in Philadelphia at the DNC, where it is to seem rather than to be, where they set up the perception of compassion, they set up the notion that everything is sweetness and light, and the reality of where our economy is and where our national security is and where the American nation is in this year 2016 is something very different. DC in Charlotte tonight, our thanks to you. And Steve Areno, what do you say? Let's do it again tomorrow night. Thanks to you both. That's great. And we should tell you right now that as we say goodbye for the Steve Malzberg Show, Newsmax Prime will start in just 30 seconds. Stay with us.